Hey guys, Andy here. So today's the Daytona 500. It's been 75 years ago since NASCAR's inception in 1948. Because the first race in 1948, before NASCAR even existed, was the first race of the NASCAR Modified Series held at the Daytona Beach and Road Circuit. It was about like a few miles from the Streamline Hotel where NASCAR was founded by none other than Big Bill France Sr. And 75 years later, NASCAR's still going. Mind you, I was born in 1999. I was born like 2 years before Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s death, and I was born 7 years after Richard Petty's final race at the Hooters 500 in Atlanta. Yeah, right now on Fox and Friends, I think they're doing an interview. They're interviewing Richard Petty and his son Kyle Petty. Richard Petty, 200 wins. His final win was in 1984 at the Firecracker 400 at Daytona, I think, where Ronald Reagan was in attendance that day. And me being a NASCAR fan, thanks to people like Slapshoes, he does like NASCAR documentaries. So because of him, I had a bit of resurgence in my as for me being a NASCAR fan. I think my fandom, or in my mind, had a bit of a resurgence thanks to Slapshoes, and Fleming, the Iceberg. The Iceberg does NASCAR videos as well too, and Danny B Talks and Eric Estep, I think. Without those NASCAR YouTubers, I wouldn't be a fan of NASCAR to this day. I wasn't a NASCAR fan when I was growing up. I think I watched one Daytona 500, which was way back in like 2015, I think. And to this day, I'm still a NASCAR fan. NASCAR has some big stars such as Dale Earnhardt Jr., Richard Petty, David Pearson, Bill Elliott, Jimmy Spencer, Ricky Craven. Well, him and Jimmy Spencer, Jimmy and Ricky, they had like 2 races to pop in the Cup Series. I think Ricky Craven won in Martinsville against Dale Jarrett, like in 2000 and 2003, at the Carolina Dodge Series 400. It was like 0.02 of a second margin of victory between him and Kurt Busch. And then there's Mark the Kid Martin. Yeah, he won a handful of races, like 40-something races, I think, and never won a championship. He tried, but he tried pretty hard though. I respect Mark Martin. He's humble. He knew right from the beginning he was like gonna be in the second spot. It's just crazy. And then there's the Allison brothers, Bobby and Donnie. Yeah, they from the Alabama gang with Red Farmer and Neil Bonnet. That was the first triumvirate of the Alabama gang, and Neil Bonnet replaced Red Farmer. And in the late '80s, the Allison brothers' sons, Davey Allison and Clifford Allison, joined Neil to form the second triumvirate of the Alabama gang in the late '80s. In 1993, this like a month or so after the final race of the 1992 Cup season, Davey Allison died at Talladega. He was gone too soon. So was Alan Kawicki. He was like the most respected underdog in the sport. Yeah, he won 2 races, but he was consistent. It was just crazy. And then there's Bill and Chase Elliott. Yeah, Bill Elliott was dominant in the '80s. 11 races. Plus, he won the first $1 million paycheck in NASCAR history. It was like the Winston Million, I think. If you're like a diehard NASCAR fan in the '80s, you must have known Bill Elliott and his son Chase Elliott too. Well, my guess Chase wasn't even born yet during his dad's dominance, but I respect Bill and Chase Elliott because Bill and Chase Elliott are one of the two of my favorite drivers of all time. Then there's David Pearson, who drove for the Woodbridge team when he skipped out to part-time competition. Ned Jarrett, Buddy Baker, Buck Baker, Dale Earnhardt Sr., Sterling Marlin, also there was Darrell Waltrip and his brother Michael Waltrip. Yeah, Michael Waltrip drove for DEI. Yeah, Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. And if I ever go to Talladega, I gotta go to. There's like a racing museum next to the track, and plus I might go to Darlington Raceway, Daytona, Homestead, Miami, and if I ever in Florida, gotta go to Daytona. Yep. It's crazy. Sure, they had like a resurgence in the 90s, because they were no longer stock cars. It was like far from stock car. It's just crazy. How do they know? I don't know. You might be asking me, how do they know a lot about NASCAR? I watched a lot of NASCAR videos from the likes of Slap Shoes, Ant Blemma. I think Ant Blemma did like a couple videos about NASCAR. He did the Most Feared Track, which is Talladega, and the Never Ever series, whatever it is. He did episode number 3, which was Dale Earnhardt Sr. Yeah, I see what he did there. The number 3. Yep, that was Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s number for all of his career. It's crazy. Also, I think he did like this thing called like on Downward Drive. I think he got a second channel called like Downward Diary, and one of the videos that he did featuring Slap Shoes. It's like the best It's like the crossover to beat all crossovers between Ant Blemma and Slap Shoes. Yeah, without those two, I wouldn't have a resurgence for me as a NASCAR fan. So, thanks to Slap Shoes, Ant Blemma, the Iceberg, Danny B. Talks, and Eric Estep. Here's to another 25 years of NASCAR and NASCAR lore. And 2048 will be a century ago since NASCAR was founded by Big Bill France Sr. Yeah, so happy 75th anniversary to NASCAR, National Association of Stock Car Auto Racing. And who knows, I might do like a video series about my favorite tracks and whatnot. Oh, by the way, in May, the All-Star race, North Wilkesboro. We're going back to our roots, people. Yep, North Wilkesboro. As I started in 1996, and Texas Motor Speedway took control of that. But North Wilkesboro's going back. That's a good thing. So yeah, happy 75th anniversary to NASCAR, and to all NASCAR fans out there. Without us, NASCAR wouldn't be as it is today. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. I think. Oh, by the way, at work I might watch a couple laps of the Daytona 500. Oh yeah, this is gonna be great. See you guys.